What's up, gang? Gonna get into this trade recap. Great day in the market. I think we were really on point. We had a good read. We took a nice long. We took a nice short. Yeah, beautiful level of trading today. So let's get into it. So basically, we had two trades. Okay, this was the first one right here, and then the second one, this short right here, which that short was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So first off, let's go into the game plan that we had going on for the day. So I posted this. I said a rejection here if we sweep buy side liquidity and show weakness. So basically, if we take this liquidity and hold this level of 21,855, we'd look for our liquidity sweep model. And then right here, this was the main thing. The main level was 21,745. You can see we're kind of trading around that all morning. We had this hourly imbalance and this buy side liquidity. So buy setup targeting buy side liquidity and next level. So what I was saying there, you guys know the game plans already. If we break this level, we have our 2-minute buy setup targeting liquidity. And this is one of my go-to models when we are approaching a level and we have some liquidity above. It's a very high win rate, right? Also, we're looking down here for a sweep model if we tag into this 1 hour fair value gap and this sell side liquidity. So that was the game plan for our NQ. And we'll just go on to ES here. And we had the same thing too. Right? Break and retest or buy setup targeting buy side liquidity. So obviously I can't spell today. I obviously got and F there. But anyways, this buy side liquidity equal highs. These are like a magnet in price, right? So we had this big news candle. We pushed down. We had taken this liquidity. And then we started to trade back higher. So we had taken the wick from the data low. We broke above this level and targeting those highs. And that's kind of what we're looking at, right? And that was the first trade. Now, I didn't get this full move. Honestly, for some reason, I don't know what it was today. This first trade, I got shook out. I got like 10 points. So I started to trail. I think we kind of pushed off. And to be honest, we were in this imbalance. And it just, NQ was kind of looking weak. Like ES was pushing. And NQ was just kind of inching. So, once I was in profit, I started to trail and it just tagged me out. And then, of course, when it tagged me out, it ripped, right? So I still got a little over 10, 12 points on that. I know most of you got it, but as soon as it went, it went. And that was an easy 30, 40 points right there, right? So that was the first trade, but we had a game plan coming into the day, right? Like we had that level marked. It was definitely a key level. You can see we were trading around it. We have this push down here at our news candle here. The NFP data dropped. Market didn't really react well to that either. And then we push up and take that liquidity. And this, I want you guys to study this because this is such an easy setup to trade. When we have this key level, right, our purple line there, our key level of 21,745, we have a clear area of liquidity. And this is also, what time is that? 8:14. This is basically part of the data wick, right? So when we push up, that's a clear draw. Like those trades, I should have stayed in it. I got shook out. Now I'm okay with the profit, but it is what it is, right? So then our next trade right here, this beautiful sell setup. Man, it was beautiful. Now it was a little bit high risk. We were having news at 10, which it ripped us down. But I was looking at multiple things here, okay? So the one thing that I was looking at is we have this fair value gap that we've inversed right here. Okay, we got this fair value gap we've inversed. We've pushed up and we displaced back down. So I took this right when we broke the level. I had a little bit of drawdown, but we had a clear target right here. And I scaled out and then trailed my stop and got out around 40 points down there. So, but this is just a break of the level and almost kind of a retest, but not a little bit more of a retest. Obviously, retrace back up higher. But as soon as we started to fade, we started to fade. Now, you could even have waited till the news dropped and took in the entry right here, right? So what's a 2-minute sell setup? A 2-minute sell setup is when we have a 2-minute candle push, displace below the level. So if you didn't feel comfortable till after the news, you could have used this candle as your displacement candle right there. And then this next candle is our entry bar, right? So then there's your entry and just a flush down. So now I entered before the news. I was putting on some risk because I did make some money on that first trade and I was okay with it. And yeah, beautiful trade. So nothing fancy today. A buy setup and a sell setup. We had this liquidity sweep model. You could have entered on something right here also. When we closed below this 2-minute, but you would have had some drawdown on that. But still, that would have printed. Target obviously the first part of liquidity. Now, the reason why I like this so much is because of this low resistance run right here. So this trend line right here coming up, all these lows are just low resistance liquidity. Now, when we took the first bit of liquidity, I took some off and I trailed because this is an aggressive news candle. It was going crazy. And I was like, you know what? We got 30, 40 points. Let's just take it. You know what I mean? Let's take it. We had a little bit of drawdown. And that's it. That was basically the trades for the day. 2 simple trades, nothing crazy. Buy setup, sell setup. If you look here on ES, this was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful buy setup. So I just want you to look. We'll just look at this level here on ES. This is kind of the level that we should have been trading. And let's just go over this real quick because this is beautiful. And sometimes, usually one of the assets or the other has beautiful level movement. So look, we displaced through our key level. So first off, we got our key level of 5988. We know that coming into the day. We displaced through it there. What do? Retest it. Beautiful. Push up. What do? Not to the point, but there's another retest. I'll consider that a retest all day long. Okay, and then look at this is our news. This is manipulation down, and then look at we hold it. We come up, push down. Now I was watching this at the time, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for this level to break. And the reason why is because these equal highs, we continued down. We're not holding this discount range. So as soon as we break this and continue higher, there's our entry. There's our signal bar, the next bar, that's our entry bar, and then we take the long setup targeting those highs. So this would have been the trade right there. And that would have been no drawdown, no nothing. That would have been beautiful. 7 points right to the upside, right? So beautiful, beautiful trade there. But just go over, study this level today. You know, this was a beautiful level to trade. And that's it. The reason why I didn't take it on NQ is because when we broke this, we weren't quite above the level yet on so see how we breaking it here? We were still rejecting this level, and we were talking about that while we were on live. I was saying, you know, we just haven't crossed this level. We haven't displaced above it, so I don't feel comfortable yet taking my long. So anyways, that's the trades today. One long, one short off the same level within 15 minutes. We were done by 10:30 today. I'm pretty sure everybody banked, you know, but we had a nice level here. Let's just see. Yeah, like look at this level, you guys. Like if you really look back, that's what I mean. I think a lot of people underestimate this level system. So we have the level, look at reject, okay, displacement through the level, retest, manipulation on the news, rejection, finally finally we get the break right there. There's our trade right there. I know my drawings are a little messy, but you know, you guys see it. You guys see it. So then we just kind of chop, right? Chop. You know, we have a couple 2-minute holds here, but this was just displacement down. So yeah, those are the trades. That was it. I know it's going to be a quick one today, but yeah, I'm going to get these levels printed. We'll be back live tomorrow. So, you know, going into the end of the week, I'm looking at capital preservation. We've had a good few days. You know, I think everybody's green. I know there's some people that have been green for like the last 2 weeks straight. So just keep that in mind. Take a mental note of that. You don't have to go big every day. You know, if you're having a week or two where you haven't taken a loss in a day, you know, we may have a losing trade, but you haven't had a losing day, then just make sure you preserve that capital and, you know, keep going. All right. Anyways, that's all I got. Have a good rest of your night. I'm going to get these levels printed. I will see you all live tomorrow.